Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. How are you guys doing today? You staying safe? You staying healthy? Are you staying inside? I'm sure many of you are getting real bored, so we could use some motivation, some inspiration today. So I picked up 4 of my books. Here they are. I haven't looked at any of them, so I have no idea what they say. Last night on my vlog, since I didn't do a video on here yesterday, I read a Melody BadA, was it a Melody BadA one that I read yesterday over there? I think it was. I read a Melody BadA meditation over there and talked a little bit about it. I think I might start doing that on my vlog, picking like one meditation to read and just kind of discussing it, but kind of more of how I would discuss it, like if I was just sitting with Tanya and talking to her and stuff, you know? So, all right, let's get into the first meditation, which is from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone. I have 2 little guests over here. Boo and Tucker are sitting right next to me and they are watching. Okay, let's see. It's the last day of March. Can you believe it? Seems crazy, doesn't it? March 31st, trust. It is better to suffer wrong than to do it, and happier to be sometimes cheated than not to trust. Samuel Johnson. We worry about being taken advantage of, so we keep our guard up. We protect ourselves. We're suspicious of people we don't know very well. It's good to be careful. There are people who would cheat us if they could, but being cheated is not the worst thing that can happen to us. Worse would be to let our mistrust make us bitter, cold, and withdrawn. I am smart about protecting myself, but I want to be open to people and experiences as well. I think it's a great meditation, you know? I think in any person's life, there are periods where you feel betrayed and you feel like people have let you down or, you know, screwed you over or whatnot, you know? And I feel like I've had so many conversations with people through the years where they're like, I'm never going to date again, you know, like all men suck, or, you know, or vice versa. Like, I don't feel like I can trust another woman because I got cheated on by my girlfriend, or even friends that are like talking behind your back or backstabbing or whatever. You know, people will say like, I'm not going to get any new friends. I don't need any new friends. And I think about that, you know, and I've always been somebody that, you know, when falling off the horse gets back up on it. Maybe not the next day, you know, but like, I've always thought to myself, you don't know that the next experience, the next person, isn't going to be the greatest experience that you've never had in your entire life. So I am somebody actually that doesn't feel that way. Like I maybe trust too much is probably the problem, you know, and whether it's a work environment or a friendship or a relationship or whatever, I've always been that way, you know, and there have been many, many times in my life that that's been taken advantage of. And, you know, I think it's also easy to kind of have that attitude of, you know, what is it? You know, shame me once, what is it? Hurt me once, shame on you, hurt me twice, shame on me. And I think that's easier said than done as well, you know? I don't know. I think that we all grow from our experiences. I don't think I would ever want to give up on people just because I've had 1 or 2 bad experiences in my life where I've gotten really, really hurt and really, really betrayed. Over the course of your life, you're going to run into people that choose to not treat you probably the way that you deserve to be treated. That doesn't mean that all humanity is going to act the same way, you know? I think each different situation is completely different. Each person brings, you know, their whole history into whatever situation they have with you, you know? So I think that for me, it's about continuing to let down the guard. Maybe not to the point where I jump in and, you know, like I trust people right away and stuff like that. You know, it's interesting because I remember, I can't remember really the whole context of the conversation, but Alex and I were talking, this was a couple years ago, and he said something about like, that my friendships that I make like with people in sobriety like happen very quick. Like we're literally talking about really, really deep stuff right away. And I thought about that, and I've thought a lot about it actually, you know, whenever I meet somebody new or make a new friend, because that is very, very true. That I don't know if it's just recovery people or if it's me, that I have a tendency to like have a friendship and then it starts off a little superficial and then it real quick like goes into like real deep stuff, you know? And I think that's just my ability to want to trust people, you know? And I'm not going to say that I haven't been hurt. I've been hurt a lot by people in my life, right? And I don't blame them and I don't blame myself. I try to look at the situation and see how I can grow from it and how I can learn from it, you know? But I don't want to give up on people. I want people in my life, you know? And the thing is that the more I feel betrayed, or the more I feel like my trust has been taken advantage of, or the more hurt I am, then I'm the one that suffers from that, because I'm going to be the one that guards myself from that happening in the future. And really the only way you can guard from that is not meeting new people, not dating new people, not, whatever. And it's like, I'm never going to allow myself to be in that situation again, because I'm not going to allow myself to be hurt. Well, you're not allowing yourself to live either, is the problem. And I want to live, and what's the saying? Like, I'm using all these cliched quotes, but I'd rather have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I really, really believe that, that you're gonna get hurt, and that doesn't just mean romantic relationships, that's friendships as well. Like, I've been hurt 10 times more in friendships that have ended than in romantic relationships sometimes, So, because it's a completely different, relationship. So, I don't know. I think that we have to continue to take care of ourselves and set safe boundaries, but allow new people in as well. You might be meeting the next person that you meet might be the greatest person you've ever met in your entire life, that will have, like, just opened. I think a lot about this with, like, my friend Tanya. Like, at the time that I met Tanya, I was at a point where I was like, I don't really want to meet anybody. Like, I was scared of the world, whatever. And I've talked about this on here before, And so it was really hard for me to, like, go and hang out with her the first time. And I did. And look, 20 some years later, she's my best friend in life. I think, I remember when I met Alex, I was like, I don't want to be in another relationship. Neither one of us wanted to be in a relationship. And here we are 12 years later, So you never know, like, when you meet that next person, that it's not going to be like the greatest friends you've ever made in your entire life, or the greatest relationship you've ever had. So really, to self-protection to that point is not allowing ourselves to live a full life. I want to live a full life, and I want that for you guys as well. I want all of us to live a full life. But I do think, like, if we're at a point where we can't trust, maybe what that says is that we need to take a little bit more time to ourselves, and work on ourselves. Whenever friends of mine, like, they're going through a breakup, and they'll say, what do you think I should do? And I'll say, I think you should take some time off, 6 months to a year, and just be single and focus on yourself and get to know yourself again. You've changed a lot in a relationship, and, really, get to know who you are and what you want out of life, and see if you even want to be in a relationship. You might not even want to be in a relationship, So I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that meditation. I think it's a good meditation. I thought I brought, here's my fourth book. Well, let's do this one. Forgiving and Moving On. Powerful inspiration for personal change. Daily aspirations for, or affirmations. Aspirations. Well, that too. Daily affirmations for forgiving and moving on. Powerful inspiration for personal change by T. and Dayton, PhD. April 22nd is what I went to. I wish it was April 22nd and warm. Okay. March 31st, separating the disease out. Today I am able to separate the disease from the person. People change. I have changed. The same person who was a terror to me in childhood could possibly be a friend today. We were all sick. No one really escaped our family disease. The disease that kept us from one another in childhood need not keep me from having what I can have today, both with myself and others. I can see who I was as a person with a disease, and I can see who I am as a person without one. They're talking about like addiction as a disease. If I am going to have some of the people in my life today who have hurt me in the past and who I have hurt, I need to forgive each of us for not knowing better, for being sick. I can separate the disease from the person. Quote for the day. Wait, says an Arab proverb, and stay at your window. You will see your enemy's corpse pass by. I am not a man to harbor grudges and prefer to say, wait, open your door and you will see an old enemy come in who has become your dear friend. I really, really like that meditation. I think about this a lot, that, who I was at 22 and a half getting sober is so far from who I am today that, thank God that I am not held to the same regard that who that person was all the way back then. And, this is, for me, just in my life, this is where I distance myself. I do distance myself and set boundaries from some people. And those are the people that, and I'm talking about in my personal life, like friends of mine and things like that, that will forever not let you forget, who you were or where you came from, which I think is important to remember where we came from, our personal journey, right? But when somebody constantly throws it up to you, and I have been somebody that has done that in the past as well to people, But I think that there becomes a point where you have to allow someone to change and grow and become a new person. And I'm thankful that the majority of the people in my life today don't say yes, but when you were 22, or yes, when you were drinking. And honestly, that happened for a long, long time. To the point where I was like, there were times in that first couple years, first 3 or 4 years, where I was like, what's the point? Like my mom, even though she was sober, she was somebody all the time that would say to me, even though she was going through the same thing I was, she would say, yes, but how do I know that you're sober? How do I know? You know, and I'd be like, Mom, you know, like seriously? Because she was so, and it was fear-based. It was out of fear that she felt that way. You know, she didn't want to get like hurt again and get her hopes up or whatever. That was even when I was working in a treatment program, you know, and I'm working in a treatment program and I'm going to meetings and she knows people that I go to meetings with and stuff, and she'd still say that out of fear, right? And I think it's a lot of times out of fear that we throw people's past up into their face because we don't want to have to go through what we went through again with them, if that makes sense, you know? But, you know, I think that we all have the ability to change, and I think we do change every single day, most of us. I think there's some people that are resistant to that and are unwilling to ever grow and change. I don't want to be that person. I want to, you know, every day the chance to grow into a better human being every single day. So I think it's a great meditation. I don't know, what did you guys think about that? It's okay that I fear the outcome of change in myself and my relationships. And, you know, and that's the other thing, is that over time, relationships, friendships, whatever, are going to change and they're going to evolve. And sometimes they're going to go away and sometimes they're going to get even stronger. So it's a fantastic meditation. Okay, I think I'm just going to leave it at those two for the day. I'm trying to put together some personal stories to start talking about over here, some just experiences of my life. So if you have heard me talk about anything over here or my vlog that you would like to know more about, put it in the comment section below, and I will, I don't know, maybe do longer videos about those things. So if there are specific things you'd like to know about, put it in the comment section below. I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.